Wagwan, my name is Ruby V. I am a radio personality from Nairobi, Kenya. Before we even get into my presentation for the Zim Culture Clash Hip Hop Festival, I want to say a massive shout out to everybody out there in Zim who's actually riding hard for Zim Hip Hop and African Hip Hop. I'm super excited to be a part of this festival, and I hope to be a part of more festivals in the future. Now, before I get into my topic, which is female participation in hip hop regionally and the effects of misogyny, I'm gonna give you a little intro about who exactly Ruby V is and how I ride for Kenyan hip hop. Stay tuned. Ruby V is a radio personality from Nairobi, Kenya, based in Nairobi, Kenya. I work for a company called Homeboys Radio, which is one of the leading urban stations. It's 103.5 Homeboys Radio, the urban sound of Nairobi. A little stoner anthem for you. I host an all Kenyan hip hop show weekly, which airs every Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. East African time. So if you're out there in Zim or wherever you're watching this from and you want to, listen to what Kenyan hip hop has to offer, you can tune into my show based on the time frame that you will be in at that 7 to 10 p.m. time. Besides that, I also have an organization called Uncut Africa, which I founded in 2016. And basically what we do with Uncut Africa is give Kenyan hip hop a facelift. Since we got in 2016 for the Cypher, we have been doing a couple major events, minor and major events, and I'd say some of the artists that we're associated with are like Monsky, who won Best Female Artist in 2019, High Renaissance, who also won Best Male Artist 2019, Brida LW, Steph Capella Butrus, who together with his crew AD Family have been pioneering or pushing forward Kenyan subgenre of hip hop called Strap, which is Sheng and basically trap. Yeah, so we have been doing this for the longest time, and then in 2018 opened up a mental health branch, which is Uncut Mental Health KE, and what we do on there is just encourage those uncomfortable conversations around our mental illnesses or weaknesses, and also encourage the fans to come out and speak about their bad days or their dark days. And in very severe cases, we try and link you with professionals who can actually take care of your health. And Uncut Africa, something that I'm very, very proud of. In 2019, we did our very first hip hop award show, our first ever all-exclusive Kenyan hip hop show.
Oh my God, thank you for this blessings. They can sleep on me, but nigga, I ain't dressed. I've been killing beats, I'm gonna get arrested. Bet my life on it, nigga, I invested. I'm flexing. I'm flexing. They can sleep on me, but nigga, I ain't dressed. They said I wouldn't make it, yo. What now? The phone is for the taking, yo. That crown, my crown. No, shoot now, get down. Nairobi, my town. MCs wamehepa kanganya kwa crackdown. Mizuba, sina ndai mi uba. Sendi gym mi zumba. Hip hop ndo mchumba. Ni kazi, sio dumba. Came up wakiyumba. Crochet penumbra, but I'm ice cold like a tundra. Flexing nazitunga. Oh my God, thank you for this blessings. They can sleep on me, but nigga, I ain't dressed. I've been killing beats, I'm gonna get arrested.
It was really great, had veterans coming through. There were many people in the ground. It was a beautiful experience. And then our follow-up was last year's show, Uncut Hennessy Hip Hop Awards, where of course we got a co-sign from Hennessy, and we got Mombasa County to support us as well. And
we're learning. Started this thing like not having any experience with events and everything, but now 4 years later you've learned something, you've made some mistakes, and you've leveled up.
So we are here to support the culture. Shout out to Boomplay. Thank you always, as always. Thank you for everything you guys do for us.
Oh yeah, may the best one win. We are all winners as long as we fit kwa nominations. Yes, sir.
Eclectic. This is something I created. This is something new. Hata mimi mwenyewe go out of bounds yani kufikisha hiyo level.
Drill basically is a subgenre of rap. Alright. Yeah. It's kama tu venye kuna trap etc. So drill, in fact, drill started in Chicago, right. The US.
Amazing, man. Kitu ya kawaida hivi. As an inspiration tu ndio kazi yani. Ndio era sala lazima iko hivyo.
I feel like fan base iko mazuri. Yeah, there's a fan base. That's all I can say. There are people who appreciate the
One of
music.
the challenges I'd have to say is, for the longest time, I've been funding all uncut events out of pocket, and it has been a very, very big challenge. But I'm hoping that from last year, as we get together, or as we gear up for the 2021 event, that more people will be forthcoming with the money, and we will be able to give Kenyan hip hop the proper facelift, give it the proper shine, and also put it in the right offices as far as corporates are concerned. You can check out my social media platforms. I am at Just Ruby V across platforms. Follow me on there. If you would like some help promoting your hip hop out here, we can have a conversation about that. And from my organization, it's at Uncut Africa across platforms. Get on there, follow us, show us some love. If you're watching this and you have some money to spare that you think could be for a great cause, talk to me on the side as well. I'm gonna drop my number so you can do that, and we can make African hip hop great. Now we're gonna get into my topic for this presentation for Zim Culture Clash Hip Hop Festival, and that is female participation in hip hop and the effects of misogyny and gender-based abuse. Do not move. Speaking of female participation in hip-hop, I'll have to say, first of all, let me start with shout out to all the shorties who are representing hard for African hip-hop from South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Malawi, wherever you are from, and you ride for African hip-hop. Massive shout out to you. I know it's not easy, but the fact that you stick your neck out and make sure that people feel your presence, that is more than enough. And definitely hoping to amplify that space and make it more habitable or safe for women as we progress with African hip-hop and spreading African hip-hop and synergizing and gelling our energies together towards making African hip-hop the most popping genre in the world. So I'll start off by saying that there's not too much female participation in hip-hop, because hip-hop, I'd say, is too quote-unquote hardcore. And what women want to do is they want to wear something sexy, they want to dance to music, they want to sing along to music, not all the time, breaking down bars or trying to listen to, the rhymes and everything. Women just want something that makes them feel sexy or makes them feel good. So I think one thing that would definitely increase female participation in hip-hop is if we put the dance back in hip-hop. Women love to dance. If we put the melodies back in hip-hop so that, through that, women can dance and sing along to the music and then put it back in the clubs. If we are able to put dance back in hip-hop, there will definitely be more hip-hop being played in clubs across countries, because women will be gravitating towards that. And we know where women are at, the fellas definitely have to be around. So I think that is one of the ways that we can increase female participation in hip-hop. One other thing that we could do to definitely increase female participation in hip-hop is the messaging. Hip-hop is a very message-heavy genre. It is probably the only genre where people, definitely have messages in the music and the bars, and you can fit in a lot of words. I think it's the one genre where you can fit in the most words compared to other genres. So if the messaging is put right, I think more women would also participate. Every day doesn't have to be about, I'm the best rapper in the hood and I'm better than you and I can take your woman. Sometimes, rappers can also speak about societal issues such as gender-based violence, which definitely has been on the rise, especially during these COVID times. We can speak about mental health, and through that messaging, we'll have more women come through and participate in hip-hop regionally, okay? So messaging, definitely important. The other thing, putting the melodies and dance back in hip-hop. Another thing that we can do to increase female participation is have more women in business, okay? Not every rapper who comes in, or not every person who comes in has to be a rapper in the game. I think, to be honest, there's way too many rappers right now, and we don't have people working behind the scenes. So if we have more people, more artists who are willing to take on women as their managers, as their A&Rs, their photographers, have women in the team, it would definitely be dope. We know that women have a very great eye, and I think that as a man or as a fella in the game, if you have a female team around you, you definitely have more chances of getting people, the people with money, you will get their ear more as compared to having the fellas in the game as well. Something else that we can do is have, even the fellas who are currently ruling the game or who are part of the game already, if they could be willing to train more women to get into these positions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with training female DJs, training female artists, training female photographers, training women to be managers or to occupy those managerial positions, training women to be in your sales team and how to package your brand and sell it to possible clients. I think that would definitely increase female participation in hip-hop regionally. Another thing that we definitely have to do as a genre, as a culture, is make hip-hop a safe space for women. Already, we know that women face a lot of problems. I call them women-based experiences or women-based problems that you experience just because you're a woman. There's things that women go through that men don't necessarily go through at the same time. So I think if we made hip-hop a safe space for women, more women would be involved in that, not just using the music to bait women, right? It's using the music to encourage more women to be involved in these spaces, praising women. It's not just about degrading women, which hip-hop is definitely known for, or misogyny, but also ensuring that if women come through to a hip-hop show, they feel safe, that they can turn up and it's gonna be alright. It's good energy, no one will take advantage of them. If a female rapper is getting into the studio, there has been reports where women get into the studio and the producers are always trying to, get sexual favors from them. If women came into the studio and you encourage them to keep pushing the same way you would do the fellas, I think that would definitely go a long way in ensuring that the space is more than accommodative for women in the game. As a woman in the game, I'll definitely say it's definitely been hard for me in Kenyan hip-hop. When I first started out in 2014, there were very few women in the game. As far as pushing Kenyan hip-hop is concerned, I was amongst the very few bloggers, the very few radio presenters writing actively for Kenyan hip-hop. I'd say also still up until now amongst the few women promoters for Kenyan hip-hop. And because of the challenges that I have faced while being in that space, from being told, you're a woman, what do you know about hip-hop, to get this woman out here, because of my gender, I ensure that I make the Kenyan hip-hop space a very safe space for more women in the game. I have encouraged more women to get into the game. Every time I see a female rapper on the rise, I will always hit them up. I will always give them a platform, get them to be on radio, hook them up with people who could shoot videos for them or produce music for them. Definitely make the networking easier for them, because I personally was thrown into the sea until figure yourself out in this game, and I don't think that is an experience I would love for other women to also get as well. And some of the women that I would say I am proud to have associated with are Monsky. Just mentioned her. She won Best Female Artist in 2019, and she's really been riding for the culture. You should definitely check her out if you're trying to get onto Kenyan hip-hop. Another rapper that we've definitely supported in leaps and bounds is Stefan Ruli. She won Best Drill Artist last year at the Hip Hop Awards. We have Mandy as well, who is definitely steadily rising on the charts, and also as a performer, as an entertainer, as a brand. That is one artist that we have definitely been associated with. And there's a lot more women in the game that I've been able to talk to and nurture, not just on the hip-hop front, like in performances, but also behind the scenes. Tella Wangeshi with the blogging, Pesh, we've been having conversations about how she can, do her interviews. She hosts interviews on a podcast called Adoveli Podcast, and these are people that we've been talking to, and I've seen a lot more women get involved in the space as far as blogging is concerned. The stylists who are more than willing to make sure that hip-hop artists look great in front of the camera. We have managers, A&Rs. It's a whole bunch of them. And what I would like to say to any female or any woman out there who is watching this, you know, get in there. The world is waiting for you to showcase your talent, and hip-hop is definitely one of the best spaces for you to showcase your talent. So don't be afraid to get in there. The challenges are gonna be there for sure, but you will definitely come out on top if you're consistent and if you stand your ground. Don't let these fellas take advantage of you for nothing. You're a woman. If you have a good head on your shoulders, if you have a good head on your shoulders, you will definitely be able to push the game further and create a name and a space for yourself. Don't be lied to by anybody that the hip-hop game is saturated or anywhere saturated, that there's way too many women in that field. That is absolutely not true. The world is definitely waiting for you. It should be your oyster. So come out there. If you want to rap, and you've been doubting yourself for the longest time, it's time for you to hit up your favorite producer and just be like, yo fam, let's work on something. If you want to get into photography, now is the time to pick up that camera or borrow that camera that you've been wanting to for the longest time and start experimenting with dope concepts. If you've always wanted to be a manager, pick out one hip-hop artist that you absolutely love and you think you would work well with and start doing something. You know, definitely encourage more women to get into this space. We're waiting for you. You can always hit me up as well if you want to do something. I think, you know, African hip-hop should definitely unite and push it forward. We are the next big thing. Everybody from out there is looking at what Africa is doing in terms of the entertainment scene, and as African hip-hop enthusiasts, promoters, and, you know, gatekeepers, if you will, I think it is our time to shine more than ever, especially as women in the game. My name has been Ruby V. Thank you so much for checking out this presentation. And once more, thank you to Zim Culture Clash Hip Hop Festival for giving me the opportunity to come on and ride for Kenyan hip hop. I appreciate this opportunity and I definitely look forward to more. I hope I can get out there, man, for a show or collaboration or something. I look forward to that. Beefy, make something happen. Let's go.